5 seeds.
The seeds are not for sale, my friend. The seeds are
Mm.
supposed to go to the golden fields. But I'm sure, possibly, maybe the elves from the Emerald Enclave could strike up a deal for you later down the line.
Go ahead.
I the elf. I know my reward I want.
Yeah, well, the elf does acknowledge Donk wanting some seeds, and the two elves kind of converse with one another for about 10-15 seconds, and they do let you know, Donk, that they can get you some magical seeds. But these
Oh,
seeds have to be recovered. These seeds are unlike any other magical seeds that they have made.
I'll
Great.
do it.
We're gonna have a giant beanstalk.
That's what I was thinking.
It's the absolute opposite. This time the giant is going to grow the beanstalk, go up into the clouds, and then kill some short people.
Great. We found a race of cloud dwarves.
Perfect. Cloud dwarves are the best dwarves of all.
Oh no.
Well, I kind of took over the whole conversation there, Theo. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Oh, I was good. You pretty much covered everything I was gonna do.
So, guys, it just sounds like they're looking for some adventures. Although, I might want to ask the guy why they're not going themselves. Why don't they go and save their people?
Well, they're working on other things, and now that this messenger throughout the night has arrived, they've basically gone through their network, pulled these last representatives together, and they are going to head to Waterdeep. They need to head to Waterdeep to discuss other plans. Something about they keep mentioning these cultists.
And after we get this stuff, where do we meet? We
Uh,
meet back here?
we have some operatives here in Red Larch that could get us informed rather quickly. But you do know, I don't know if you would really know this, Donk, but the others in the group, you do know that these factions do accept members from time to time as well. So
Dibs on the Harpers.
if you are possibly interested in joining one of these factions, I'm sure that you probably could without a hassle. Because first off, you've already proved that you're worthy. Well, not worthy, but that you can be trusted. Because if you have the Constable of Red Larch putting in talking about you, then that's a good thing. Now, how they found out about you guys, that's still a mystery. You probably won't find that out. So it's you guys could possibly join these, and I would be up to letting you guys join whatever faction that you wanted to, because in all reality, if you think about it, it will give you some benefits, because if they see you around town with a symbol of maybe of the Harpers, then maybe a Harpers agent would contact you. Somehow contact you as you're in town. Contact you, but not anyone else in the party. So there are benefits for being in these different agencies.
Oh, I'm gonna join the Harpers.
So what is your payment going to be? I'm going to try to get magic seeds because that way I can grow magic food that will never stop producing throughout the entire, and that's just more food for me to eat. That's all I care about. Because remember being a Goliath, food is really scarce. So if I can get some kind of a way that I can just get continual food within my ginormous fat body, then I'm a happy camper.
Maybe you could have a wagon, and you can just fill the wagon in with earth and dirt, and use your magic seeds. And you know what I mean? You use your wagon as
portable,
like a portable sandbox that you
like a
just pull
giant
around
refrigerator.
everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It should yield. That's my ultimate goal as Donk, right? To be able to never have to worry about food again. So I want a plant that maybe you can enchanted bird seed, so I can grow some birds.
And I could actually
My
see
chicken
that.
army.
And you don't forget your chickens. But I could actually really see that, Donk, because you being from the north, when you're around the spine of the world and, Winterkeep and all these other northern places, food is pretty scarce up there. So I could definitely see where you're coming from,
Yeah, absolutely.
wanting to have a fruitful harvest all year round as you're towing it, you know, behind you in a wagon. That
Yeah.
would just be great. You could be like a fresh fruit merchant. You could just go around from town to town and let the people pick the fruit off
Oh,
of
that
the
would be
vine.
sweetness.
Oh,
Oh,
that would be
great! A
awesome.
Goliath that becomes a greengrocer.
It'd be a giant. It would be that'd be hilarious. It's like a giant Goliath Johnny Appleseed. I'll just with my own portable stuff. I think that would be fantastic. So how about you, Theo? What did you want to get? What's
Joining
your
the.
reward?
I'm gonna join the Harpers. I'm the elf.
You're going to get some sex from the elf? Is that what you're going for?
Oh, I almost sleep my way to the top.
They don't call her a moon elf for nothing.
No, the moon elf is missing. She's just
Oh, okay.
she is just a regular elf.
See that
Aladdin,
elf's
they all
moon?
look the same. So you're joining the Harper, so you need to find out. I guess you could put it beside your class or something. Maybe just put Harpers in parentheses. And
The four factions here.
the elves, they accept you, with open arms.
Right,
These
they
four
better.
factions, they were the Lords, the Gauntlet, and the Harpers. And the fourth one,
There's the Lord's Alliance, and then the Emerald Enclave, the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Lord's Alliance,
alright,
and the Harpers,
thank you.
and the Harpers. But there's also the Zentrum too. The Zentrum, the Zentrum is sort of like a rogues guild. I don't want to say it's not. They don't advertise it as a rogues guild, but they love to lurk in the shadows. Although
Is that why they didn't show up?
Dave.
well, they probably weren't invited, to be honest.
I bet you they're there. We just don't know they're
yeah,
there.
especially if there's a delegation like this traveling around, you better believe that there's someone from the Zentrum probably keeping tabs on them. Not in a negative way, but just kind of just keeping tabs on them.
Aren't the Zentrum about mostly neutral?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I would say the
Oh,
Zens are, yeah.
on the notes tab, there's actually a factions. On your character sheet, on the notes, there's
Yeah.
faction.
Yeah, you can just I just open that up for you so you could take a look at that. And then let me give you a little bit of information about the Zents.
Yeah, that's what
That's
Sasha's
Sasha right
interested
there.
in.
Yeah, I bet you she is.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting for that. I was like, well, I'm not really wanting any of the other ones. I want the one that's not here.
So you dorks don't want to get any money or anything? You're just going for...
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going for money. Was there a
With-
question? I thought
With,
that was
with an
obvious.
enlistment in one of these factions, money will just come.
Oh, is that
of
what you think?
course. Oh yeah, of course.
Much like the Moon Elf.
These are mostly
Oh my god.
upper middle class and nobles in these factions. So, if you are part of this organization, it's going to trickle to you anyway. So, but the Zentrum, pretty much, I'll read it just from the book for you. This shadow network seeks to expand its influence and power base throughout Faerun. Its members coerce, persuade, or buy their way into every major area of influence. Rogues and warlocks fill the Zentrum's ranks, but the faction recruits any who can conduct its business without too many moral reservations.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not evil in any way. It's just sometimes the other factions just don't want the Zentrum around, and this just happens to be one time where they don't want the Zents around. So, not to say that they're bad or anything, but yeah.
But do you, would they be able to put Sasha in contact with anybody from the Zens then, or probably not?
How I mean, you just flat out ask them. I mean, how you just
No.
blatantly ask them, what about the Zens? Why aren't they here? Or,
Yeah, why not? I look at him and I say, isn't there aren't there other factions that might be interested in this? It's like
there are some other factions. Missy, I'm sorry. You are Sasha.
Correct.
A
I'm impressed.
beautiful half elf, I may say. So, there is another faction that is.
If you like it when you burns when you pee.
Whoa! Excuse me. What was that?
I
Behind
just
the
look away and
table,
drink,
I just
drink some grog.
reach over and kind of smack Theo in the back of the head, while still maintaining eye contact with
Oh,
the person speaking to
I
me.
chuckle.
a simple
And while she's
liver
reaching over to
squirrel.
slap him in the head, I reach over and grab her a glass and chug it down quickly before she notices.
Whoa.
He's just snagging the alcohol right out of her hand. Perfect.
Raz just sits on her chair, and whenever Donk is not watching, she just leans over and yanks a piece of food off his plate. Just because he took everyone else's.
That's right.
All right. So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear
Yes.
you. Okay, Dave.
Yes.
All right. Let me
What happened?
Can you hear us?
let me try. Oh yeah, I can hear you guys fine. Let me try something.
All right. Dave's messing with Twitch right now.
No, I'm not
Or
messing with Twitch.
his sound.
Can you guys hear me? Is it any louder? Can you guys hear me a little bit louder?
It sounds perfect to me on TeamSpeak.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, guys, my volume is the same. It's not changed.
Hey,
at
Dave,
all.
how come whenever I click the mute button, I can't hear you? No, I'm just joking. Computers are confusing.
Donk, that is because that is a mute button.
Oh, thanks for the help.
All
Okie
right.
dokie.
So, Darl goes into talking about, there are some other, and he does mention the Zentrum, and he also mentions, the Elves of the High Force, the Hand of Yartar, the Knights of Samalar, and the Uthgard tribes. Those factions aren't represented here. We have the major interest about these. Well, we seek to hold the majority interest on trying to find out more about these cultists. So that's why we are here. But if you would like to, I'm sure that there are some Zentrum contacts, and he kind of looks around the room and says, "I'm sure there's probably someone from the Zentrum in here."
Just like randomly?
Yeah.
He's just scanning
Oh,
the
yeah.
room
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he raises his voice when he says that too. I'm sure there's probably a Zent in here somewhere, and he kind of coughs a couple times, and so I'm sure that you'll be able to find a contact rather easily now, Sasha.
Well, thank you very much. She kind of arches her brows and
However-
kind of glances around the room.
However, the Order of the Gauntlet are always seeking noble adventurers, ones that always want to seek justice.
Does our group of adventurers, do we share a pool of gold, or are we all carrying our own gold right now?
Everybody should have their own. Well, everybody's got their own equipment in their equipment tab, which there is money and whatnot on that tab for you. Everything is usually always divided up as they find it.
Yeah. As I find it, I just put it in my pocket and go on. No, I'm just joking.
So a newbie question I
Sometimes that does
see,
happen.
is it under treasure? Is that where I'm looking?
On your character sheet, you want to go
Yeah.
to inventory, fourth tab down on the right.
Yeah, I'm in inventory and I'm seeing equipment,
Scroll
treasure,
down.
Yeah, it's
or
under
encumbrance.
treasure.
It's under treasure. Yep.
GP gold pieces and CP's copper, PP's platinum. So it basically, the way that Dave has it is it goes in order
Oh, you
of
said PP.
it goes in the order of least to most.
I see. So how much is the most expensive bottle of liquor at this tavern?
You call one of the halflings over, and she says, "Oh, sir, it would probably be some fine elvish red vintage from probably several thousand years ago. Alyssa here at the what is her name here at the Singing Sword? She usually does have quite a.
I interrupt.
An
I don't
array.
care where it's from. Is it strong?
Well, you asked me, sir, if you're willing to put out 1,000 gold. I've figured, sir, that you would like to find out where it is from. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I only have 51 gold,
Well,
so what do I get for that?
for 51 gold, I'm sure that there is something back there. But you guys are drinking on the house anyway. I mean, it is of a fine quality. It's just not the true vintage spirits from years past.
Well, keep it coming. I need more, thanks.
Get him some grog fest. I'll put hair on his balls.
In a Oh, the Grogfest. Your keg is getting a little low back there, Theo. I think we'll have to pick you up several more.
Oh,
Well, all you need is just to get yourself a regular, mead or whatever, spin it a few times. It'll be just as good as Grogfest.
There's nothing as good as Grogfest.
I am wounded, wench.
Truth hurts. What can I say?
Kalesa. Wow, I can't. Yeah, Kalesa is the owner and proprietor of the singing sword, Kalesa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Kalesa's getting something for
well,
getting something for Razor.
yeah, her. Well, he can't afford it. Well, she.
Oh,
can't
the
afford it.
1,000 gold. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the halfling goes on to explain.
That's fine. Just
Kalesa's,
spend all of Raz's money.
Yeah, that's what she gets from us in 3 weeks, right?
It's actually
So,
it's
in my
Kel'Kazim.
drunken stupor, I look over at Donk's inventory. Does he have 1,000 gold pieces, or perhaps some inventory, an
No,
item or armor that could cover
you
that?
you look at Donk. Just to let you know physically. I mean, I already told you I'm like a Goliath, right? But I've got these. I'm humongously fat, and I've got like a skin loincloth and a giant maul made out of half of a tree. And I'm not only humongously fat, but I'm like the Blob from X-Men fat. And I'm just do not be looking for money over here, my friend, because I'm looking for seeds. That's it.
Where
Well,
does Donk keep his maul?
Well, I mean,
In nature's pocket.
Kel, Kel. I believe Onion, you're playing Kel, right?
No, I'm Raz.
So Raz, I mean, if Raz, you said you wanted to go start looking for Donk's gold. I mean, you're more than welcome to, get up and kind of, maneuver around the table and start looking through his loin pouch if you'd like.
Oh, that was
Flat.
Dirtus.
That was Kel'Kazim that was
Yeah.
looking for gold.
Oh, okay. Kel.
Raz is
Same thing
Raz
with
is looking
Kel.
Raz is looking for Donk's maul because she's interested in
Oh,
etching her initials into
his
it.
maul is on the floor, and he's kind of leaning. It's sort of like how his avatar is in the top left. He's got his tree trunk down on the floor, kind of leaning up on it, like a tree. Because
Ladies.
Ladies. So yes, I am sure if you'd like to join the the Zents, I'm sure there's a representative around here. Beautiful Sasha.
Oh, thank you very much. Your assistance is very welcome.
Can I try
Gold
to
or gold?
steal a bottle of that expensive 1,000 gold wine?
Because it is kind of funny. One of our other agents, we were having a secret meeting, and he was missing some platinum, and it's kind of funny how he was talking about someone that kind of looks like you, Sasha, some very beautiful half.
Oh my God. Oh, Sasha, it's coming back to haunt you. She slept
I'm
with this
sure-
guy earlier. Oh my God, she slept with this guy and robbed him blind, but then she told him what her name was, and she's still in the same apartment. So
I beg your pardon, sir. I am a pious sister of, and she just kind of rattles off some
random
church or
Elven
something
wine.
that
Hello.
she can think of, and she says, "Where we treasure our virtue."
You can hear a couple of the other patrons of the, those two guys, sort of like the two hecklers from the Muppet Show. The two old hecklers that are sitting up there on the balcony. Yeah. You can hear a couple of the patrons going, "Bullshit! they're just kind of calling you out on that. But Darl does kind of look over at you and tell you that sometimes people make mistakes, and I'm sure that you and he will eventually be able to work it out because he will be coming back here, as a member of the Order of the Gauntlet. I'm sure that you guys will once again see each other. But he,
Oh
So
well,
he did
of
say
course,
that
of course.
he did say that maybe it was some kind of misunderstanding or something like that because he really did seem to be fond of you, Sasha, but he seems that maybe somehow his platinum may have just disappeared in your room. It could,
Oh, or perhaps he was,
things did
accosted by
happen.
a pickpocket on the street. I assure you, it was not me.
Oh, well, yes, of course it wasn't. But yes, I'm sure that you'll see him again at some point.
Oh, just tell your mate he fell for the
He
honey
is
pot.
he is one of our higher ups in the organization, if you know what I mean. He's on his way to Waterdeep now. But he does vow to return to. I mean, not for you. I mean, Sasha. I mean, he actually mentioned that he actually really liked you, and but he just kept saying that his coin purse was a little bit lighter after visiting you the other night. Well, which was
Well,
last
I
night.
did warn him about those cut purses in the street. Red Lodge just isn't
Absolutely.
as safe as it used to be.
Yes, no, it's not, and these are troubling times, and we need to weed out all of the wrongdoers.
Oh, I
So,
couldn't agree more.
are you individuals willing to help several of us out here? We would be most appreciative, and like I said, things will happen for you.
Can you throw in the wine?
He tells the halfling to grab a bottle of wine for you, and she just kind of nods her head and runs back to the back.
Raz points her head over the tabletop and just pumps her fist in the air. Heck yes!
You have my ox.
So as you
Uh,
as you talk to the elves a little bit, Theo, they give you a pin to represent yourself, and the elf does tell you that sometimes you may not want it to be known that you are part of the Emerald Enclave. So,
Oh no, I was
repre-
Harper's.
yeah, the Harpers. I'm sorry. Represent yourself wisely. Some
Of
places
course.
you can represent yourself. Some places you will not. And as you are in the order more, you'll learn when and when not to represent yourself.
okay, so let me get this right. We have a noble knight that fell in battle with the orcs, and his corpse is missing, which, by
Correct.
the way, is never a good sign.
No.
So we want to find him. The Emerald Enclave says there's a moon elf named Teressel, and we need to. He had magical pouch seeds of magical seeds, and we need to get that.
Correct.
There's also these 3 delegates that we need to figure out where they are because they all have like a secret document that they were all carrying together.
Correct.
So these people are effed. I mean, they're coming to us. That's just. I mean, that's not so good. But
This was
I just.
a very heavily armed caravan. This was full of not only members of our orders, but there were mercenaries as well. I remember you had met several of them here at the tavern. You remember
Oh, I'm using Victor vicious
orcs?
mockery so much.
So I think. So I agree. I mean, I think we
Darren, thank
need
you
to
so
do
much
kind of a.
for the
And
read.
this is Donk. Donk turns around to the group and he says, "Let's get on our way, but we be sneaky. Let's be sneaky about finding this guy.
I
This
throw my
stuff."
glass up in the air, spilling wine on the folk around me. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Live, what's up, WF?
All right,
Anything
I'm
you want to
in,
say?
and she stands up. But you need to leave the sneaky part to me, Donk. I've seen your sneaky, and it's not pretty.
Oh, Donk's always sneaky.
So as you guys are kind of talking amongst one another, the all of the different organizations do reach out to you and say if you are interested in becoming a part of their society, they would not, basically hold any grudges against you for joining one of the others. And they all say, hey, you're free to join whomever you'd like to join. If you'd like to join, if you would not even like to join one, it is no problem. But just take this into consideration. Membership has its privileges.
And you get
a
free pin.
Raz
Problem-
would approach.
And you get a free pin. Exactly what Donk said. And you get a free pin.
Raz would approach the Emerald Enclave, whoever would be present.
All right. Yeah, the two elves. Yeah, sure. They
Yep.
happily accept you into the order. So I'll go ahead and I'll write down for 603. She's part of the Emerald Enclave now.
All right.
So you get an Emerald Enclave pin you could put on your chest.
You
I'm
do.
not going to join anything. I don't
Sort
know
of
if
like
I
a
trust
clasp.
these people. Oh, a
It's
clasp.
sort of
Okay.
sort of like the clasp that the elves gave the Fellowship of the Ring back in Lord of the Rings. Sort of like the with the leaf that they had gotten from the elves.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A pin like
Well,
that.
I'm not joining anything, Dave. I just want them to owe me something.
The Emerald Enclave told you that they would definitely take care of getting you some magical seeds.
Nice.
What type of magical seeds, that was not discussed.
Meat.
You will-
I
you
want
will
to
get
grow a
some-
meat tree.
You will get some magical seeds of some sort.
Okay. I want a ever producing meat tree, so I never have to worry about getting protein again.
Jeez.
Well, I can help you with that,
Ladies.
ladies.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Well, guys, I think we've got our mission. So should we just blow off the other thing, or well, actually, this is kind of on our way. We should should
Well,
probably.
technically it's not.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? You can see that, as everybody's starting to disperse a little bit, Larman comes up to everyone. Hey, is everyone ready to head to the shallow graves? I don't want to say it too loud.
Aye.
Before he gets off, Donk whispers to him, "I've got to take a break. Give me 5 minutes."
A break, as in that's a hint saying, Dave, we need to take a break or something like that, or what?
Yeah, maybe. Sorry, dude. That was crazy. I'm just gonna use the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Is that cool?
That's fine with me. We'll take a break real quick.
I could
Is
just
it-
ask my wife to bring me a bucket. No briggie.
Bucket and hot
There's an
pockets.
episode of South Park where they're playing World of Warcraft. Do you remember
Oh my god, I love that episode.
He's like, Mom!
Hot pockets.
No. She brings him the bedpan while he's playing the game.
And she goes, "Oh, honey."
I want a sword of 1,000 truths.
Yeah, what did she say? Oh, that's my big boy. As he gets
Yeah, oh, that's my big boy. That's right. She does. All right.
Is
so
a
let's take
water
break
skin
then.
a vessel for transporting water? Is
It
that what that is?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Can I ask that we empty my water skin and fill it with whatever the bar will give me?
I think everybody in the party has already done that. I really think so.
Have already filled it with wine, or
Some type of alcoholic content.
We're all a bunch of drunkards.
I haven't drank water in like 15
this is
years.
interesting. So that means that if I ran out of my own because I drink so much, I could always borrow someone else's. Okay.
All right, so let's take a.
All right,
break.
Dave. I
We'll be
think
back
we're
in, like,
we're
about
we're
10
ready
minutes
to
or
head out. We're ready to pick this guy up and get to these graves and figure out what the heck's going on.
Well, all you have to do is just say so. The shepherd, he's got his walking stick, and as he goes outside, he had a couple sheep that had been tied up to the horse's post. So he gets the sheep, and he says, "Okay, we've got about an hour's travel, about an hours and a half travel, and then we'll make it to the area where the shallow graves are."
So I'm going to start following Larman, and I have my stuff. My pack. It looks tiny on my back, and then I've got my maul kind of rested comfortably on my back. But I'm gonna take a look at Larman. How old is this guy?
Oh, Larm